Greetings and gratitude to all the viewers. Today we are going to have a podcast, and I'll brief you a little about this podcast. Now, we all come across hundreds of, I would say, students, those who choose their career on the basis of a very limited knowledge that is catered through peers, parents, or maybe some opinions on the internet. And we also see numerous people, numerous students, those who fall because of stress or mental agony, because of the, I would say, the wrong choice of, or I would say, wrong selection of careers. In spite of thousands of careers that we have, we are still choosing same old, maybe selected few careers. Why? Because of the lack of awareness. It is to be emphasized rather that most of us, we should be able to give that right to the child to get that opportunity to impact his own life positively by way of counseling and guiding sessions. So, in the same league, we are bringing this podcast where we are inviting various colleges representatives or the university representatives from the esteemed institutions. And in the same league today, we have with us Mr. Ankur Vohra, who is head institutional partnerships at Masters Union College. And he's a thorough professional, a guide, influencer, and a counselor himself who has traveled widely all over the world and carries very rich experience that can help in fostering student personality and career aspirations. So we welcome you, Ankurji,
Thank you so much.
and it is great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And to begin with, we would like to know, in brief, a little journey how you have been into this, I would say, field.
Absolutely happy to do that. Thank you so much for inviting me here to your lovely office. Really happy to be here. I mean, excellent work. This is my first time in Meerut, and to see the potential and the work that you are doing here is immensely gratifying. And I'm hoping that we'll start working very closely together, especially with Masters Union also. So my journey in this field started somewhere around 2010 when I started working with an education institution called IMT Ghaziabad.
Okay.
And I was their head of their international campus in Dubai. I used to head their India admissions and operations. By my graduation, I am a software engineer. I have worked in IT for 4 years in a company which is now called Mahindra Satyam.
Okay.
So, but my story starts when I realized during my engineering days that I was not really happy, although I was accepted as a successful person by the society. I was earning good money. I had good opportunities to travel overseas, but I was not content. And that is where I realized what you just mentioned in your introductory remarks. A lot of the decisions that I had made for my higher education were driven not by me, but by others around me. You know, what others were telling me, what my parents were telling me, what my friends were doing. Okay, that's why I ended up in doing engineering. But, it took me about 8 years, 4 years of engineering and 4 years of working as a software engineer to realize that this is not what I would like to do, and I would like to explore some other aspect of my personality, and that's where I went to IMT Ghaziabad itself to do my MBA.
Okay.
And post that, I was offered a job there as a placement.
Okay.
Not to say that I didn't have other opportunities, but the same institution offered me because I was very passionate.
Okay.
And one of the areas that I was very
So you have
passionate.
been forging relationships since then.
Yeah. I think what stood out for me during even my MBA days was that I was very always very actively helping students to find out. So a lot of
Oh.
students used to reach out to me as a current student at IIT Ghaziabad and say, "Hey, should I join this college? Is MBA for me?" So I used to be very active on. There was this forum that used to run even today. That forum called PagalGuy.com.
Yeah, yeah.
So in
Very
Pagal Guy, I
famous.
was one of the moderators, and I used to help students. And IIT Ghaziabad took notice of that,
Okay.
that this guy is voluntarily helping students, and I had
Oh.
built that credibility and trust with the students and aspirants. So that's how my journey started. And then I subsequently moved on to work with universities such as Ashoka and UP Jindal Global University. And right now I'm with Masters Union as the head of institutional partnership. But during this last almost 13 years, I also got an opportunity to travel to over 35 plus countries. So, and see the world and see the how education system is working across Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia, South Asia, even North America, even to US, and then I went to Far East, to Korea. And I think what I realized was that this is not an India problem also. I mean, it's a worldwide phenomenon where young people are not able to have the best advice in the most
So
formative
you have
years.
confusions there also? In that society also?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
So they have confusion, you have the same peer pressure that works in different ways, but it is there. And but the point there is that there's a little advanced, let's say about US or Korea, they're a little advanced society, they're more developed resources, so they have help at hand. With us in a country like India, which is still developing, the work that you are doing, people like you who are creating this awareness about career counseling is rare to find. And that's why I salute you for the work that you are doing.
This is the general responsibility we all counselors are trying to fetch and trying to get something good for the students. So based on the research that we all do.
So I don't call, at one point of time in my life, I thought I would go and become a career counselor. But when I started researching more about how to become a career counselor, I gave up because it was such a tough job. So I have immense respect for you guys because the way the world is changing, and especially along with the world, the kind of higher education opportunities that are evolving every month. To keep yourself updated about that is such a phenomenal thing to do, and there is no course that you can do to become a career counselor, right? So, so hats off to you. So I have been working with universities in admissions and outreach. I used to, my one of my favorite role was at Jindal, where I was the director for admissions at Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities and Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. I used to interview a lot of bright students for Jindal from all across India and even overseas. So that every year I used to get to speak to about 2,000 plus candidates that used to apply to our programs for various courses, and we only had a capacity of about 300 odd seats. So that gave me an exposure of different students and very successful, very bright students. And that helped me also understand this problem of people being forced or students being making wrong choices and not really having their heart in the right places to go to the right courses and universities. So that's why I think, as I said, hats off to you, and please be doing the good job that you're doing.
Hey, that's great. That's great to know about your experiences, your journey. And now, because you are with Masters Union, and this place is making a lot of buzz among the educational, I would say, platforms. So, tell us a little about this Masters Union and how it came up and what it is doing today.
So, this is very interesting, right? Masters Union is now the buzzword for the new age business education in this country. So, Masters Union is a business school located out of Gurugram in Delhi NCR. The university, or should I say, the business school was established in 2020, right in the middle of pandemic, and the brainchild for this entire concept is Pratham Mittal, and there are a couple of other people who went abroad. They went overseas to get educated. And when they went abroad to US, especially Ivy League universities in US, they saw a deep disconnect in the way Indian higher education system was preparing the business leaders for tomorrow. I mean, some of the problems that we in the industry, I mean, working in the higher education sector for last decade and more, I'll call myself as part of the fraternity of the industry of higher education. I mean, the problems that we used to see, uh, you know, uh, you know, no hands-on learning for students, no experiential learning for students, course curriculum which is outdated, the teaching pedagogy which is old, dated, which is not longer relevant. I mean, these are the problems that they identified. And they saw when they were in those Ivy League institutions that those institutions operated very differently from what we in India are used to. And they wanted to create the next business school in this country, which will create business professionals, entrepreneurs, management graduates who will be right from day one, uh, not only from the time that they graduate from the business school, but from day zero when they join the program, they are giving hands-on experiential learning, top quality, and the most important part, the problem that we used to talk about, and still you will see this happening. The symptoms of this in the news that you read. So I'm sure, Lavji, you would have read this news. So many PhD holders applying for a PN job in a government office. So many MBA graduates applying for jobs where eligibility is only 10+2.
Moreover, 80% of our graduates are not
unemployable. So that's a very sorry state of affairs. I mean, and when I go to schools and I ask the same question to our students who are sitting in classrooms and who are looking for universities, I say, what is the end goal? You want to get a good job, right? But when you read the news, they say 80% of engineers are unemployable. Similar is the number of people who will invest next 3 years or 4 years of your life, money, time, resources, your own everything in your life will be devoted to that institution and that program. At the end of it, your chances of getting a job is very slim, because that's what our media is telling us every day. How can we ignore that? And the second problem that you will face, I also am very deeply connected with the industry. People who hire HR managers. And when I go to them, they will tell me, Ankur, we want to hire good people. It's not that there are no jobs. There are jobs. But we don't have people to hire from. When we go to our traditional universities, the quality of the talent is so lacking that we don't find the students that we can actually hire and get them to start working. So I'll give you, just to tell you an example. When I was hired by Satyam, they put me in a 3-month-long training program.
Absolutely.
I was a 4-year graduate engineer.
You had to be further trained.
I had to be further trained. All our top IT companies do this. They have separate training centers.
They're still doing now.
They are still doing it. So any graduate that let's say an engineer that graduates from an engineering college after 4 years is still, when I used to talk to it was called at that time Satyam Learning and Training Center. So one day I spoke to the director there. I said, "So why do you want thousands of students every day? You used to travel to that campus, train and come back." And he told me one thing. He said, "As of now, you don't know anything.
Don't know.
And what they were teaching was not rocket science. They used to teach us C++, basics of computer programming." And these are the courses that today, if I look at today, I mean, a grade 10 or 12 student will be doing it in high school. So this is the problem. And the things have not changed. As you said, still till today, companies are running training centers. And that's a big question mark on our higher education system. So the problem starts when our higher education system, although with NEP 2020 coming in, there are a lot of positive developments that are happening, but the things are not moving at the pace that they should be.
Yeah, right? It's only mere discussions.
And there are plans, but on ground,
we need changes.
And there are 3 things that needs to be addressed that Masters Union is addressing. The first problem that industry tells us is why we are not able to hire graduates from traditional programs and traditional colleges is that they say there is no experiential learning eligible for the students. They are all book theoretical. They are all theoretical. So they will know theory of finance. They will know accounting, but only on books. If you ask them to solve a practical problem, students are not able to solve it because they have never had that experience. Till today, in our leading universities and colleges, the method of assessment is an examination that happens
True.
at the end of the semester, and students still today just take up the book 2 days before the exam,
And
memorize
they finish
everything,
off.
and then vomit it on the paper. They have
Correct.
never, the internship part of the 3-year or 4-year degree is in all 8 out of 10 times is never done. It's just a certificate that somebody gets it for you, and you present it to your college and say, "Oh, I have done that internship," but that never happened. So that was the first problem that Masters Union, the founders at Masters Union, Pratham and team identified, that we need to give our students experiential learning. We need to create a program where they can go out from day one of the program. They should learn. So
beyond the classroom.
Beyond the classroom. So our tagline also in Masters Union is learn business by running your own business.
By doing
your own business. And we live by it every day. So 2020, when they started this MBA program, in the first year itself, this is a number and statistics that you should know. The first year placement surpassed that of IIM Ahmedabad. So the average salaries for our MBA graduate at that point of time was, even last year, these are last year numbers, was 33 lakhs. Our highest salary was 66 lakhs. And the industry really welcomed the graduates for a 1-year-old business school to get the kind of response that it got. That spoke volume about the first problem. First problem that they solved was to connect students with the directly industry. The second problem was the curriculum. The curriculum in most of our system, universities, is outdated. 30 years old, 20 years old. So the entire curriculum at Masters Union is refreshed every semester. And the industry is a key element. So we don't just invite industry people for a guest lecture or 2-day lecture or a workshop. Our curriculum is prepared in association with the industry. Some of our industry partners are KPMG, which runs some beautiful boot camps, short-term programs, even our MBA program. Then you have companies like Bain, you have companies like Facebook, and all these big multinationals.
So they're part of the life.
Yes. They are CXOs, CTOs. They come and teach at Masters Union. The curriculum, they have the complete flexibility to design their own curriculum, to develop that. So when a guy is teaching you finance and he is a CFO at, let's say, HDFC Bank, and he's coming and teaching you, imagine the wealth of experience. And there is a very innovative concept in Masters Union that your listeners should also know about. It's called co-teach, wherein we have some courses which are co-taught by leading academicians, and they will come from top colleges, along with the top industry professionals. So 2 people teaching a course for you. So you have the depth of the knowledge, but also the practical element of that knowledge. How is it working in the real world? So I think curriculum is the second problem that they were solving. And the third problem that Masters Union identified was that students have to be given a platform where they have the best opportunities in terms of interdisciplinarity. Somebody who is being taught business management should also know something about technology.
Absolutely.
So if you see our program, the undergraduate program, it is called a 4-year program in tech.
I saw that technology is mentioned, UG in technical technology and management.
Technology and business management. This was conscious because we said in today's world where AI is becoming the key element of the job sector, of our everyday aspect of our life. I mean, we were just discussing the technology that is going around in recording this. It is becoming so advanced that you cannot be aloof to technology. Technology will play a role in everything that we do. So technology element, the AI, whatever way technology is
data sciences,
all those elements of technology are being taught in Masters Union, right?
In the business school.
In the business school. So somebody comes to me and says, "So what is the role of technology in studying business? Why do I need to? I should study economics, I should study accounting, I should study marketing, operations. But why technology? Why are you so focused on technology?"
Because I don't think so. We have any program like this, technology and management together, like we have in Masters Union.
None.
Yeah.
That is where we'll come to that,
Mm.
and we'll talk about the response
Mm.
that Masters Union has gotten because of this
Mm.
this freshness. I mean, Masters Union, as somebody, as a veteran who has spent more than a decade in this field, I know this is such a breath of fresh air. I mean, we should have, if not 100 more, but 1,000 more Masters Union, because this is what our kids want.
Absolutely.
If you the problem of people not finding jobs,
Mm.
people not having quality education, people not having access to opportunities that should be given to our students, and wasting their time and resources on subpar or sub quality education, which is a sorry state of affairs, and Masters Union is trying to solve that problem.
So, great to know about this concept, what you told about Masters Union. I would like to know who is the ideal candidate for you, especially for my viewers, those who are looking to aspire their management aspirations, rather want to get into these business education. And so, what kind of profile they should have, ideal profile that would have chances of getting through in this kind of college?
Perfect. I think before I talk about the kind of student, I would also like to take 30 seconds to talk about the program.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The 4-year undergraduate program in Tech and Business Management.
So it is 4 years.
4 years.
It is not a 3 years program. It
It's
is
a
4 years
4-year program, and it is run out of our campus in Gurugram. We are right in the heart of Gurugram. It's called TLF Cyber Park, and a lot of the time students are surprised when they walk into our campus, because right in the middle of a corporate park you have head offices of Samsung, Aviva. Right next door to us is Aviva's headquarters.
Okay.
Right opposite us is Samsung. In the same building you have many top multinationals, corporate offices, and then you find Masters Union there.
Okay.
Because that's a strategic location for us, because we want us to be closely connected to the industry, because these people can just have easy access to our students, and our students have easy access to them.
Correct.
So that was a conscious choice. The second thing is that the program is in Tech and Business Management, and if you see year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4, you see a lot of interesting concepts happening there. Like one of the things that we do is called in the year 1 of the first semester, you have a challenge which is called a drop shipping challenge.
Okay.
Now, this term called drop shipping, when somebody told, I walked into the first time into Masters Union, somebody said, some students said, I'm doing a drop shipping challenge. So I said, what is drop shipping? So he said, you don't know
exciting term, like.
Yeah, exciting term, right? So what is dropshipping? I said, I feel so old today because I don't know. And he like looked at me like, so I'm like, but dropshipping is something where a student, an undergraduate student, is graded on his ability to sell stuff like we do it on Amazon. So Amazon doesn't have any manufacturing facility of its own. It's a buyer's marketplace. Somebody wants to sell something, Amazon will connect them to a customer. It's a platform. Similarly, drop shipping is same. I mean, Amazon is doing drop shipping kind of a thing. So these students are encouraged to think of products or ideas which somebody will have, but they do not know where do they connect to the customers. So they become the anchor for that person to, and then they earn a revenue on selling that product to a customer. So that's just one aspect of our program, of the hands-on experiential learning. That right from, it's not like they'll wait till year 2 or year 3. In the first semester itself, they are doing drop, and there are many such opportunities that are created. So the kind of student, now coming to that kind of student that we want, is somebody who enjoys hands-on experiential learning, is definitely interested in business education, because we are a business school.
Like the students are actually conventionally trained in the school with a conventional mindset.
Yeah. So
now when the students suddenly have to come to, let's say, a place like Masters Union, what will be that transition phase? What they need to do, to get into such universities?
Good question. I think one of the things that they need to, I'll just tell you the profile of our current students. So we have 147 students that joined our founding batch. So this year was our founding batch. we had more than 1,000 plus applications.
Okay.
We could only give out offers to about 300 plus students. So
Okay.
it's a very, as you can see, it's a very selective university in terms of.
So the acceptance rate is very low.
Very low. It's
okay.
about and it's not to do anything with the quality of the students that were rejected. It's not that.
It's not that.
It's just that there is a kind of student, as you said,
that are required for that kind of
environment.
Yeah.
So if you talk to any of our students and you were there yourself,
Yes,
you would have gotten an opportunity.
I was amazed to see that environment.
Yeah,
that's great, and that kind of confidence in the students.
So and you heard our students.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what?
Some of them are having own startups.
I'll say, Ramji, not only some, but most of them will have their own. So you talk to a student at Masters Union, he will be running his own hedge fund. Someone will be running his own edtech startups. Like, we did this challenge called CEO Challenge last year, where we had Ashneet Grover from the Shark Tank fame as the judge for that challenge. We had over 5,000 plus applications to be a part of that experience. So we had many rounds, and finally we had one student from Gurgaon who is now our student. She's a girl student who won the challenge. If you go online on our YouTube channel, there are millions of views for that video itself, that series itself. Students tell me that we have binge watched your entire YouTube channel. So I will say, yes, there are students who may not have had that exposure, that may find it difficult to, when they walk into the first time to Masters Union campus, they may find it, I'll not say difficult, but they may find it surprising that there is a university like this, or education could happen like this, because it's such a unique thing. I don't see any other institution as of now in this country trying to do what Masters Union is doing. But then quickly they realize this is what they want. And if they are already doing it, they feel this is our home. If they have not already explored that part of their personality, because of, again, I'll say this, because of our schooling system is also not very conducive for students to get those opportunities, to have those, we call them hustlers. I mean, hustlers are students who are trying to do things. Correct. They are living by this philosophy of fail fast so that you can succeed fast. So they'll try succeed faster. They'll try multiple things. They will not get subdued by failure.
They are not risk averse.
They are not risk averse. So those are the kind of students. So I'll not say all our students are super successful entrepreneurs right from the day they join Masters Union, but these are people who want to have a very different experience. So I'll give you an example. Some of our students, many of our students had offers from universities in West. A couple of them you met. People had offers from Ivy Leagues who left those universities and came to Masters Union. They had offers from Delhi University colleges, top colleges, who left those colleges and came to Masters Union because they connected with what we are trying to do. So my advice to anyone who is listening into this conversation is that you should explore Masters Union. Absolutely, our YouTube channel, our Instagram channel. Every day we have some update happening from Masters. A lot of my students tell me we came to Masters Union because we saw Pratham Mittal Insta post, or we saw your YouTube channel, we saw the Shark Tank CEO challenge.
Social media, you have many people who are
motivated, and then for an idea like Masters Union, you really need word of mouth. So our current students who graduated are our best ambassadors. They go out and tell people, hey, there is a university in India which is doing fantastic work and which is at par with any global institution. So the vision behind Masters Union is to become one of the leading business schools in the world, not only in our country, but globally, a place where students from all around the world will come to learn business. Because again, you should know this, and I tell this to my students, India is the fastest growing economy in the world today. If you want to do business, you have to be in this country. If you look at West, the growth, the GDP growth rate in West today is, let's say, 1% for some economies, to 2% to even 0% in some big economies, the developed world. They are looking at India. If you read any economic report,
a lot of investment is coming
to India.
lot of seasoned professionals, those who have been working abroad, they are coming back
coming
to
to
their
India.
own
So,
country.
so there is no
a-
sense.
Yes.
If you want to study business, no better place to do it than India. And you know, the problem was that there were not many good business schools offering undergraduate business education of the times.
Correct.
There are IIMs that are offering MBA programs.
Recently, they have also started with 5 years.
5-year integrated programs, but there are only a handful of seats there.
Handfuls.
And there are no private institutions that were offering what Masters Union is able to do. That's why I also suggest somebody, even if you're looking at abroad universities, do for business, management, economics, anything related with commerce, education. You should also look at Masters Union.
Or even a combination of business and technology. You can definitely look forward to Masters Union as one of your choice that you can keep.
And we say this that there is no. I will not say that there is this minimum marks that you should get, or this is the subject combination you should have. We invite applications from all our students. It's quite an elaborate. We follow holistic admission process like any leading university. So it's not your marks only that decide whether you get into the Masters Union. We do accept SAT scores. So if you have an SAT score, we accept that. But if you don't have an SAT score, we have our own aptitude test which you can give online from the comfort of your home. And then pretty elaborate application process where you have to submit an essay, and you have to have LORs, and then you have an interview process. So not everyone that applies to us get to the interview round, which is an important round. Once you are through the interview, then
first stage is like you have to clear the application. Once your application is scanned and you are being thought as a prospective student who can actually contribute to Masters Union, then you actually go for the next round.
Interview. Yes, that's the interview, and then finally we revert back to you. So we just finished our first round of applications 2 days back, and now we have started processing.
So total, how many rounds you would be having?
We have 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
So we just finished the round
one. Initial round.
This is the first round. And now we'll start our second round somewhere in November.
And the last round goes till what time?
So
roughly.
This will be. I think the final round for us
because a lot of students they get into preparations and planning for colleges after boards. So
I know
also they're left with some possibly seats, or you would recommend them to apply before boards and take up the challenge, accept the challenge, and try to get into a college before their boards completes.
So this is my advice to all those students. Like, you're absolutely correct. In India, this trend
is like
looking for universities after your board examinations. Then I will suggest our brightest students and the admission. So because we have such an elaborate admission process where we read your entire application, we schedule your interview, where we have multiple engagements with you, the time that the admissions team has to spend with you is also becomes limited when we have a lot of applications that come in. So, and this is what I realized, and I spoke with the admissions team, and this is what they told me last year. They could not read the entire lot that came in at the last, because by the time the seats were already full. So a lot of good students missed out on becoming a part of Masters Union because we didn't have seats. So if you are really interested, my advice to you is either apply in round 1 or round 2 before the CBSE board exams, so that we have enough time to read your applications and you don't miss out on the opportunities, and seats are still available for you to be a part of.
So let's say once the student joins you now, what are the kind of opportunities a student get while studying? So do we have some, I need to say, some international exhibitions, or you have some semester exchange programs, or you have maybe internships, some kind of engagement that students have during the course?
Absolutely. That's the key element of the entire program. That's our USP, giving them experiences, giving them hands-on learning. Let me give you a very interesting example. Even for my team, my outreach team, I head the outreach at Masters Union and Institution Partners. organizations. I work closely with about 40 undergraduate students who are being trained by me. And these are our student ambassadors. When you came to Masters Union, you saw our students running the entire
you have been very instrumental in shaping their personalities towards certain careers.
So just to give, you have also yourself seen them in action.
Yes.
These students were not even a month old in Masters Union, but when you spoke to them, you would have felt the confidence, the communication skills, the clarity of thought, the why they are there and what they are learning, very evident in all of them. And these are, I have 147 such students. So this is an example that I gave so that you understand and your audience understands that hands-on experiential learning is the key element of anything we do. And we do similar engagements for them for any field. I mean, somebody is interested in finance, since we are in Gurgaon, we'll get them associated. We have a mentorship program where a finance professional will help them mentor 10 of our students. We have other, so different areas, different choice of specialization. We have mentors for them for the undergraduate program, not for the MBA. Yes, we have, but I don't think any university in this country offers this kind of
at an undergraduate
level. We also talked about our international collaborations. We have something, I think one of the best ideas of, we call them immersion programs, international immersion programs. So let's say, for example, we take you to Silicon Valley. We have collaborations there. We have collaborations with the US, Japan, universities in Germany, and let's say you go to Silicon Valley. We call it, and everybody after the first year has an opportunity to go to international immersion. And this is a 30-day program. The first 10 days you are actually in our campus in Gurgaon, where you are taught about what are the kind of experiences you will be having in the upcoming immersion. So there are deliberations, there are curators who are curated this program for you, will teach you, you are going to Silicon Valley, these are the kind of companies you will be visiting, maybe it's Google or Facebook or Apple. This is what you can expect, this is what you should look for, this is what you should learn.
Absolutely.
Once you are there, then you are handholded by our corporate partners. So we, as I said, all the big MNCs are our partners, so they will take you through, give you an experience, and then once you are back for next 10 days, you are reflecting on your journey, on what you learned, and you actually have to write a paper. This is what I have learned, this is what I think I will be practically able to implement in my own life. And we have such collaboration with.
Do we have some credits for these programs?
Yes, it's a credit-based program. So anything, as I said, drop shipping challenge I mentioned, is sort of credit-based. Credit-based, you are graded. This is also graded. So hands-on, experiential, right from day one is our mantra in Masters.
Great. You've spoken about student life and you have told about the selection process that you have. You would also like to know a little about the placements that you have, because every parent today is interested in what kind of placements these kids have or where are they heading.
So, since this is the founding batch, it's a 4-year program, we do not have the statistics of the undergraduate program, but
let's say the progress that we are making towards placements.
So I will tell you, if we go by the benchmarking, generally it's a rule that whatever is our postgraduate placements, undergraduate placements will happen along the same line. Now imagine, that's our average salary is 33 lakhs for MBA.
Correct.
But you imagine the kind of the time that an MBA student spends at Masters Union is less than a year. So the amount of time that we have with them is very limited. And in that limited amount, we are able to create an impact where their salaries are 33 lakhs as an average. 66 lakhs was the highest. So generally in 9 to 10 months, we are able to deliver this product. Now imagine the same set of people working on a student for 4 years. Do you think their worth will be any less from what we could do it?
The magic we could do so much of time and the same amount of resources
on them. When we say hands-on, experiential, deeply connected with the industry, we mean that when an industry let's say a Google CTO comes and teaches, which happens, a course at Masters, and he needs to hire, let's say, a couple of product managers. Where would he go? He would definitely go to students who is teaching in the class, who he knows, okay, these are the kind of students that I really want. And similarly, if somebody from a leading private bank is coming and teaching course in finance, he needs to hire some people in his office, let's say a CEO office, EA to a CEO or CFO. Where would he go? He will look towards people that he has trained himself. When you have trained somebody yourself, you have more
you will have more trust
in that person, because you are the people who are trained there. So my idea is.
So I think this is the last worry that any parent or child will have to do. As far as placements are concerned, this will be the last worry.
This is
when it comes to Masters Union.
This is our this is our USP. When a lot of my parents come to me and say, not even in Masters Union but before also, sir, what is the ROI? If I spend this amount of money, what is the average salary? Which is a valid question. But before that, you should also think about. I tell all my parents, you should also think about what will happen in those 4 years. Who will teach your kid? What is the current students? Where are they headed? What are the kind of industry collaborations that university has? What are the international immersion opportunities that university is going to offer? If these things are right, placement will automatically happen. If you are only looking at placement and you're not concerned about those 4 years, then placement will never happen. So the kind of students, the kind of audience that we are attracting are themselves very convinced of the program, the pedagogy, the industry collaborations, and no placements are going to follow. The process is so rigid, so robust that placements will happen. There is no problem about that. Great to know about the kind of vision you have about placements and the kind of process that you have, the trust that you have in the process of building those students. Coming to the last question, sir. In next 5 to 10 years, how do you see Masters Union growing and converting into what? So the vision is, as I said, the vision for Masters Union, our founders are very clear that we want it to be amongst the top 10 business school in the world. Okay. So at par with Water, so that's the vision, and if you go by our last 3-year progress, we are on track for that. We are very, very sure of the fact that if we want to become the best in the world, we need to have the best students, the best talent, because in an institution, it is their students who are the institution, right? And if we are going to attract the best students, which we have been able to attract over the last 3 years, we have to give them program which is at par with the world's best universities. So be it our curriculum, be it our pedagogy, be it our faculty members, be it our placements or industry exposure, be it our international immersion programs, all of them have to be at par with the best universities in the world. That's the vision. We are not competing with Indian institutions. We want to build an institution for the country that goes around the world and makes India proud and attracts students from all over the world to this institution. And subsequently, we also want to Masters Union to be a role model institution for other higher education, because in our country, this is required. As I started my conversation, those depressing news clips that come, 80% of our engineers are unemployed, or a PhD student applying for a peon job. Those are not the kind of things that you want to hear. And our Honorable Prime Minister talks about India becoming a Vishwaguru. He's so passionate about it. And he has also mentioned in multiple forums that education is one of the most important aspect of transforming a country's future. So we want to, contribute in the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of creating an institution that can churn out graduates that take India into the next phase of our growth as a nation. Great. One more last question that I would like to ask here. When you said the institution is for the nation,
I also want to know, do we have some scholarships for the parents and students, those who are looking forward to joining Masters Union? And are they on means or merit? What is the criteria behind that?
Absolutely.
Just give some information
Yeah,
on that also.
I'll tell you. Almost 50% of our students are on some of our other kind of scholarship. We
Okay.
offer means-based scholarship also. We have need-based scholarship,
Okay.
and we have merit-based scholarships
Okay.
also. If you go on our website, there are at least different categories of
Yes, some
scholarships.
scholarships are mentioned.
There are
on the
at least
website.
7 or 8 kind of scholarships for different students. So we have a scholarship for students who are need-based scholarship. Then we have merit-based scholarship. Then we have international student scholarships. Then
Okay.
we have NRI scholarships. Then we have extracurricular scholarship
Okay.
students who come from very strong
Okay.
sports or
Okay.
music or extracurricular.
Okay.
So lot of opportunities for scholarships. So if you can make it to Masters Union, you clear our admission process and
Then
you get
you
an approval.
deserve the
Yes, you deserve the scholarship. You can apply for
That's
it
great.
and get a scholarship also from us.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think this session has been wonderful, and we have got a lot of information about the process that we have to undertake to get entry into Masters Union. And no doubt, Masters Union is one of the prime, I would say, institution that is bringing change in this age-old conventional education system in India. And we want to extend our very warm wishes for the future of this institution. And we also want to extend our deep thanks to Mr. Ankur Vohra, who has been very kind enough, in spite of his very busy schedule, he has been able to come to our office and get this podcast done. We are extremely thankful to you, sir. And to all our viewers, those who are watching this YouTube channel, I want to also tell that Young Achievers is preparing you for various aptitude tests for these entrance exams and the other areas like you have interviews, you have statement of purpose or LORs. We are guiding you in this entire process on how to build a suitable profile for these top institutions. And those who want to fix up any kind of appointment or any kind of interaction, you can mention or in the comment section if you have any queries pertaining to today's session. And I wish good luck to all of you for the coming, I would say, boards and also into the selection process for these top institutions. Thank you very much for this today's podcast.
Thank you
Mr.
so much,
Ankur.
Lucky,
It was
for
great
inviting me
interacting
from
with you.
Meerut, and you are doing fantastic work yourself, and I look forward to working closely with you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.